Welcome back to Pops and Pilots. Let's play some more Hearts of Iron 4. We're playing as Spain here soon as... well, soon as Republic in Spain, and then probably as Anarchist Aragon, which is the whole thing what we're doing here. We're playing with the new Hearts of Iron Résistance expansion, which adds a bunch of features, which we're going to discuss in detail when we get to them. But it did add a new focus tree for the Spanish, a new focus tree for the French, and one for the Portuguese as well. And we chose to go with Spanish this time around. We're getting close to a civil war happening. We're trying to counter nationalist influence. And, you know, it's not going that hard. Just like in real life, somehow these fascists just get out of hand and you just can't do anything. Now, we've given up on this place, Murcia here. We've rooted out most of the fascism in the other southern provinces. Through events, all of these provinces up here just got auto-fascisted, and it's going to be essentially impossible for us to get rid of that. And they're now working on Asturias up here as well, which is going to be fine. I really want a concentrated blob of my own units. And the land, in my test run, I ended up with a bit of land up here, which we're probably going to do again, which is really hard to hold. So, I don't care so much. I'd rather have as few fascists as possible. Definitely not in my heartland up here. Definitely going to throw them out of Catalonia as soon as I have 20 political power, which I do not. That's going to be a political assassination here. It's going to remove another 25 days. So, since I did not do... Okay, now I need to give this a quick think. So this is going to remove 25 days. So we're going to be down to actually 42 days left until rebellion. We have 41 days left in large development caches, which actually fits quite well. So yeah, I'm not going to put any more energy into delaying, I don't think. We're just going to accept that after we're done enlarging the caches, this is going to be done. And by delaying, I mean something like reassigning the leader here, which would add 37 days to the mission. I'm not going to care. I'm going to try to keep them... Whoops, wrong button. I always click on the price, because that looks like a thing you're supposed to click, but you're actually supposed to click the circle here. So plan is to keep them as low power as possible. Chinese United Front, things happening over there. Leadership purchase. Oh, I meant to keep you out of my heartland. Frig. Well, gonna have a look at how that looks when we hit 20 political power again. Whether I have the time to get rid of these guys or not, we'll see. Should definitely have not invested in Guadalajara here, but instead have put that into Valencia or Catalonia. Yeah, that was just a mistake. Forgot about that one happening. Games of the Olympics concluded. Life is going on. Everything is fine. Nothing's wrong in the world. 1936, everything is fine. And there's this weird guy in Germany doing weird things. Fortunately, we can't see what they're doing because we don't have the intel. But I don't think... No, they have not remilitarized the Rhineland yet. So I guess that's different than normal. So in 2 days, we're going to lose a crap ton of days on our plot. I don't think we have time to deal with these guys anymore. Especially since this is going to pop over to 2x's in a second. Yeah, there's no way, right? Because now we're going to lose 25 days. I could put one up here. But no, we lose 25 days. So we're down to 5 days. This takes like 14 days to do. Yeah, we're done spending. I'm done doing these things. It's Civil War time. We just barely managed to enlarge our weapon caches. I'm not going to start on distributing arms. We're not going to be able to finish that. So, yeah, there's our Civil War. Instantly popped. And now we do get a choice. Now, most of these texts are the same. So what's going to happen is a lot of the national spirits we had before, things that were going on with our country, are going to change. Go away. We have a disbanded army, which is going to make our army a lot weaker. Very hard to surrender. And yeah, that's essentially that. And now we get to choose whether we want to be non-aligned, whether we want to go with, I think, communist. Oh, this is anarchist and this is the communist normal one, right? So essentially it's one of three focuses. It's the Second Republic maintaining anti-fascist worker revolution, or the Regional Defense Council of Aragon. And if we check in our mission tree, so this auto-completes one of these three focuses here. This is the sort of... I don't know. You can go democratic here. It's a very, very tame tree. And this one is getting closer to the Soviets. And this one is going full anarchist on our own. And that's what we're going to do. So we want the Regional Defense Council of Aragon. And that means which through communal revolutionary struggle we will win. So we're going to win that civil war through that communal revolutionary struggle. Immediately got us over here. We skip these ones. And we get to make a choice between, well, we can do both, and we actually need to do both. We just questions which one first. More construction speed or war support and some help with our units. And I'm gonna go with the actual combat ready help. And now we're actually gonna deal with the units. Now, you see all these blue people? These are units that we gained from the Civil War. Yellow is the stuff that we control. Red is the stuff that those filthy nationalists control. And we're going to try to take that back. Or at least hold until that other civil war is going to come up. Right. So I kind of want to take... I certainly want to take these back. I want to take this back if I can. And I want to hold, at least hold this line. And you'll see why we're going to have a very hard time punching through very soon. Now, first, y'all, make you into an army. These guys' job is just going to be to hold out. I want them to be alive. Because punching through this is not going to happen. And there are more units hidden in the fog here we just can't see. So let's give them a front line that is probably just like this. Just defend Bilbao. And get their stat. I wonder, can I make you... Oh no, I can. Cool. I'm gonna make these guys swim. I'm gonna make you walk. Because it's unlikely that they're gonna raid my troops over here, and I probably wouldn't make my way there by foot. I could have everybody swim away from Bilbao, but it's kind of nice to keep people busy up there. Then, we need people to take Girona and Tortosa, and this is very annoying. I should really have wiped these out. And this is not empty. There's an enemy unit here. So they didn't get control of the whole state, because they didn't have full control of the garrison, but they did get a unit here, which means they get control of land, which means we're gonna have to throw them out. So I'm gonna take 4 divisions and give them a front line like this. I mean, for a one province thing, that's not very relevant, but it means push in here, take this back once I tell you to go. Then I'm gonna want like another 4 guys. And 4 is a bit of an arbitrary number here. I want you to... Well, be in an army, get a front line, yes, a front line and a, oops, no, that's not what I meant to do at all. A front line and a battle plan. Oops, battle plan, like that. Just get in there and take it. Then we have this annoying little pocket here. And I'm gonna want a bunch of people. This in Gibraltar, by the way, that's not nationalist, that's just the English. They currently do not matter as much. Get some people on there and push in there. And then the rest of the unassigned people, it's exactly 20. Wow. So one army under a general. I didn't assign any generals just yet. We're going to do that in a minute. But one army can have usually up to 24 people in it. And with my pretty haphazard choosing of units here, I got to exactly 24 for this front line, which is fun. So we have that, and then I want a front line that is kind of like take Leon and Burgess. Kind of want to push through there too. So that's that. Of course, units have to get into position, and that's going to be rough. But we'll try. So, step 1, units. Step 2, army leaders. Our main army wants a guy that can actually attack and plan. I think that's a good choice here to have this guy. They have different levels, so we have a bunch of generals around. They have different levels, they have different stats. So this guy is decent at attacking, not that good at defending. Which actually... But I don't usually look at these much. And then they have their own traits. Republican loyalties doesn't do anything right now, except that it... I think the only effect it has is choosing where which general ends in the Civil War. This is a Stalinist, so I don't even know why he's currently fighting for us, but hey. It's definitely not a nationalist. I'm gonna grab you guys and put you on there. You and put you on there. Then I'm gonna grab my blue army here, which is these 6 guys. And I want to give you a guy that has infantry division defense. What's this? Anti-Stalinist. Okay. Mountaineer. Mountains. Hills. Mountains. Maybe I'll give you the Mountaineer instead. Was this all hills and mountains? Hills, hills, hills. Spain's just all hills, apparently. The rain in Spain falls seldom on the plain. Because there's no plane, apparently. Yeah, let's go with defense up here. And I'm gonna... This guy already had some experience, which we can use to give him a trait. And we can either go for being better at attacking or for better at entrenching. Entrenching is... It's not it's directly defense. It's if you sit around and spend your time on the front line, you build trenches, and then you're going to be better at defense. This is not going to directly improve defense, but it's going to increase the amount of entrenchment that a unit can have, and improve some stats while entrenched. So if the plan for these guys is to just sit around and defend, then that seems kind of useful. And then we have our 11 people who I'd really want to take this place back. So I might want to give you... Did I say these are mountains? Hills. I assume Mountaineer also gives you a bonus on here. No, it's just really just mountain. Okay, this is not mountain, is it? No, it's all hills. So we don't need that. We don't need infantry division defense. So I'm gonna grab this guy with the reduced recovery rate, but the bonus to attack. Maybe that helps. And then you guys, I'm just gonna give, let's say you, and I'm gonna give you the bonus to attack from your skills. And you, Juan here, Stalinist guy, Mountaineer, have the final one. Now people have to get into position, and it's quite possible that the fascists here will well, stop us in our tracks in the movement at some point. Hopefully not too much. Alright, what else do we have? We have some planes. Didn't I? Maybe I didn't stand down all my planes. Or I got a new fighter wing from this? I don't know. Let's see. Planes. So I have these 12 planes. I have a few more planes in reserves, I think. Yeah, I have 36 planes total. I'm gonna put... No, 36 extra. Just gonna set the limit to 50. Essentially, all the planes you have, put them in this air wing. Put them over southern Iberia because I want to push quickly here. I want you to just do air superiority because I don't expect there to be any enemy bombing action. So we don't need to intercept or anything. And then these guys are going to get deployed and start giving me a bonus here to combat. And we'll see that in a minute. And then we have our fleets. We got thrown out of Valencia where we were at. The question is whether we want to run our fleets at all. I mean, ideally, obviously, yes. But first, let's spend some civilian factories on buying some steel from the French. Now, you usually get 8 resources, 8 of a resource for 1 factory. So it's always a bit of a decision. We need 26 steel. If we just let the game decide, we would buy 4 factories, so that's 32. We'd waste a lot of steel. So instead, we're going to go to 24. And we're going to still lack a bit of steel, but that's just slightly going to reduce our production. Our production is set up as what? Yeah, basically just building infantry equipment. Actually working on a cruiser for reasons. Lots of ships still in the queue from earlier, but that's not really gonna matter. Mostly I'm gonna work on that infantry equipment, so we can have more infantry going out. And I think I wanna try to recruit some infantry. Now this is not totally obvious. It's not totally obviously a good thing. Having troops obviously is good. I think all of these get removed when we swap over to being actually anarchist. But I still want some help in this war, so I'm going to start training some troops. We do have some equipment. We don't really have a lot of support equipment for them. I'm surprised that they're even able to be built. But yeah, I guess this is fine. Production-wise, question is, do we fully focus on that infantry equipment, or do we maybe put a click into artillery? I think I do. That also should reduce our steel cost by a tiny bit. Maybe not. We'll see. So this is fine, this is fine, everybody's ready. My birds are... So now, boats. I'm gonna give my boats a short chance here. These are just the focuses we couldn't do to get into place. Now I'm gonna go down in speed. I don't want to fight the war at speed 5. I do kinda want to try and take land here. But I also want my units to move quickly to their positions because they're needed. Boats. So the reason I'm considering not using my boats here is because we don't have a lot of fuel. And if I just use my whole fleet, we're gonna be out of fuel really quickly. On the other hand, let's try doing this. I'm gonna take my main fleet, these guys. I'm gonna give you the job of strike force, just in the Western Mediterranean. This means they're gonna stay in port, not waste any fuel unless they see an enemy fleet. And then they're gonna come out and try and fight. And I'm gonna ask my subs here to do convoy raiding in there. So try to stop reinforcements or material going to these guys. Do I have any commanders? I have one admiral. I'm gonna put him on there. We could recruit another one, but that costs political power, which I don't really have. Speaking of admiral, I forgot that we need a field marshal. You can have commanders for every army, which can have 24 units each. And then you can have a field marshal, which usually can have 5 armies under it. That also gives bonuses to everybody, sort of spreads his bonuses around. And you can use that to give commands to more than just one army, which is not relevant for us here right now. So, we did send our fleet out. I'm gonna have a look at how our fuel develops, because we're also really going to need fuel for the planes, and they're more important to me. See, I could now try to make a push for Valadu Elite. There don't seem to be any troops in the way right now. I'm gonna try. It's extremely unlikely to work, but taking away their victory points here not only hurts them, takes away their factories if there are any here, it also reduces the supply they have available, which may or may not be be a thing that's gonna matter. So, all of this, the Soviets want to send us some help. 2 troops from the Soviets are on the way, which is cool. I do dig that. Yeah, I'm just gonna let my troops get into position. As much as I want to take advantage of the enemy not being in position, I'm a bit afraid. Yeah, see, our fuel just going down insanely here. I mean, our strike force is out, fighting some light cruisers from the nationalists. You can see here, our subs were detected by these cruisers, and now my strike force is coming in, trying to deal with these guys. So our subs tried to attack these transports, and then now there's going to be a bigger battle. I think I'm going to invest a military factory in buying some oil. Not military, a civilian one. It's annoying because we're almost not going to build anything. But this is still a war. I think it's more important to just buy stuff. And we don't need to go into detail on this list, but there's one thing I'm looking for here is the amount of convoys needed, so transport boats, to bring in the stuff. I want 0, if possible. That means there's a land route, and our transports can't be stopped. So the oil is just going to be there for us. I'm going to buy 1 set of oil from the Soviets. And that's going to be good. So we see right now we have 25 days of fuel, quickly going down. Now when I buy this factory, buy this fuel, I'm going to see this even go up slightly. Even though our fleet is out. It's really good. Okay, you're trying to move out. I actually like that. This is awful. We need to definitely stop them from going to Barcelona, which might not be a thing that's really quick to happen. But we do need to stop them there. Honestly, I'm gonna start an attack here. This small guy has no chance of beating these 2 troops. It does say so right now, but I doubt that that's actually true. But it's gonna keep them busy until my other troops are there. But here, this guy moving out of Tortosa is great. Because what that means is that he's not going to be in Tortosa, where he gets supply. Instead, he's going to be elsewhere and be in for a very rough surprise. I'm going to use this one guy to try and cut a bit of land off. So I'm going to try to push you out. See if we can cut a few people off supply, which is a very good way in Hearts of Iron to just win stuff. Because if they don't have supply, they have not a lot they can do. Alright, this front line has sort of solidified. Which is, I mean, it's not great, obviously. We did not make our way to Valladolid. We got stopped on the way, so let me stop that attack. It looks like we're winning, but we're not actually. And there's the thing that's gonna happen in a minute. That is gonna solidify the fact that we're not currently winning. So here we go with all of this. Get in there, get moving. Let's have a look. We did not actually get into real battle. I mean, we tried to get into battle, but our subs ran away in time before they got killed, and our main fleet didn't arrive in time. So the enemy also ran away in time, essentially. So yeah, there was a bit of a scare, but nothing actually happening. Now I could take this province here in Western Aragon. Because there's currently nobody there. It has its disadvantages, but maybe... No, I'm not going to do it. It's going to open us to more attacks, and that's going to hurt. Would kind of like to take Teruel, but this is... My main focus is going to be this. Okay, now that you have arrived to defend, I don't think I need to run this attack anymore. You see these little bubbles here? If you haven't seen Hearts of Iron Combat before, green means the game is projecting that the attack is going to be, or the fight is going to be good for me. This is an attack against me. The arrow is pointing towards my guy. And green means the game thinks I'm going to be the one coming out of this fine. So these are guys are not going to succeed in the attack total. Can have a look at a lot of details here. Generally, the infantry is pretty good at defending and very bad at attacking. My cutoff maneuver here did not work. They brought people in time. Still gonna try to reduce the amount of land they have here as much as I can. So this one unit has not a big issue defending against these two. So now this guy moved out of Tortosa, which means I'm gonna take Tortosa. And yeah, he's gonna be taking some of my land, but he's gonna be without supply. There's no port you can get supply from, and these cities, victory points, provide some local supply. And if we cut them off from that, then there's nothing they can do. Now I could try to punch in here, and I think I will give that a little go. So I'm attacking with this one unit. I'm gonna give this guy a right-click command to support. Control right-click. I'm doing 100% manual control right now. I could at any time click play on any of these buttons here. And ask my armies to, or my generals to just start their plans that we've set in, or set up here. That reminds me, you don't have a plan. Let's just do this as a plan. Nice plan. They all say, these four say, well, it's kinda iffy. The enemy is not very strong right now, but we are also not really in position. Still tempted to just hit play on these guys for now. Let's do that. I'm probably gonna stop again in a minute. Just gonna see how much ground they can take. And they attack somewhat smartly. They have 3 different aggressiveness settings. Be normal, very aggressive, or very careful. And that sort of changes how they judge when to attack and when not to attack. But they try not to just do blind attacks. But then this happens. There we go. With only 1 week fighting behind us, it's already becoming apparent that the Spanish countryside is not well suited for the transport of large quantities of equipment. Difficulties in keeping our front lines and offensive supply are cropping up and will only get worse if we continue to attempt to fight everywhere at once. This is what I was talking about. We get, essentially in all of Spain, I think it's all of Spain, we get the modifier unplanned offensive, which means divisions are 75% slower. They're 50% worse at regaining their organization, essentially morale, if you're coming from EU4, and 90% less attack. Almost no attack points. This is gonna slow this whole thing down to a grind, or grind this to stop, whatever. And now we can spend political power to plan an offensive in a place. That's offensive. And the question is whether we want to do this. And if so, where? So it costs me how much? Oh, it doesn't cost anything. It's just I can only plan 1 offensive at a time. It takes 14 days to happen. Is that always 14 days? It felt so much longer when I tried this. I mean, I guess I want... No, I really want control of this for the upcoming other civil war. So let's plan an offensive there. Let's probably... I wonder if I should stop my attack commands. I'm gonna leave them running a little bit as long as I see green. But they're gonna be super slow. Now somehow the minus 99 is not like a oh there's nothing thing. I don't know how that's possible. Oh, minus 90 was it, right? But somehow there's still some sort of thing happening. Also another naval battle here. This time we're actually engaging. These guys are not looking good. I think that's what this says. What's the green? Oh, that's the retreat bar. Yeah, they're trying to retreat. It's going up and meanwhile we're shooting at them. Bit like CK, if I think about it. Oh, you... Wait, did I start your attack? I did. I did not mean to do that at all. Stop it. and halt all your stuff. You're supposed to just defend this place. That's your only purpose. Who's the one that's not happy to attack? Oh, it's you. The one I thought would be kinda in a fine spot there. Let's stop this guy from moving for a moment. I suppose there are people coming in to defend, yeah. Then you're not gonna do any of that. I'd rather defend. Defensive was already way better than offensive anyway. And now with the giant Molasses to attack, defensive is just gonna be hugely better. Oh, this is not acceptable. Can't let you get into Barcelona. I'm gonna attack from both sides here. Now this guy should be out of supply. You can check combat. He does not have a out of supply modifier yet, but that should happen. Oh no, he's encircled, but he does not have out of supply yet. But he already gets a negative from being encircled. And then after a grace period runs off or ends, then that's also gonna be fine. Now we have decisions we can make. Or there are things happening. They're planning to attack me in Granada. See, this says 88 days. Why did it say 14? Wait. I'm confused. So this is active for 12 days. When it's removed, I will remove the unplanned offensive modifier from Western Aragon. That's what this says, right? There's unplanned offensive. It's still there, and once this is done, it's going to be removed. And then we should be attacking there. Maybe. Still very good chance that it should just be stopping all these attacks. I mean, there's no movement here, right? There's just nothing happening. I don't think I take damage. I think it just grinds the whole fight to a halt. So it's not like you're really bad in combat if you're attacking. It just means units... I mean, you're also that, but you're also really bad in combat if you're defending. It just means units essentially don't deal any damage, and things take forever. So there's our naval battle. We sunk 3 convoys of the Aragonese. That doesn't sound like much. I mean, for one, it's going to reduce their stock of convoys, but it also reduces resources they gain. You can already see that not all of their units are fully supplied. The green bar, small green bar, is the organization, so morale, essentially. And the yellow bar is the amount of equipment and or manpower that they have available from what they actually need. So these guys are lacking equipment. And that's obviously something that we wanna improve upon, right? We want them to have no equipment at all. So, things are moving around, troops are slow, things are happening. I'm kind of waiting for this to end, rain happening. Weather is a thing. You can probably actually look at weather and plan things around because of it, but I never do. To me, weather is just, you know, some days attacks are worse, sometimes they're not. Yes. How are we doing anyway in the form of... Okay, they have 5 to 7 civilian and 2 military factories. Well, we have 5 and 8. So yeah, we're a bit better off in factories. So we would win the long run. The thing is, I don't know if we can see that yet. It's not there yet. There it is. Impending government crackdown. Ever since the start of the Civil War, Stalinist and Republican repression of our movement has steadily increased in strength. We've bled to stop the initial fascist coup in its tracks, yeah, still bleeding, but our continued autonomy is a thorn in the government's eye, and it's clear that they would rather rid themselves of us than continue to enjoy our aid. Yes. We must stand ready to defend our freedom with force if they leave us no choice. So in 230 days, give or take, things are gonna go bad. And again, I don't know how good it would be to win this war until then. But it seems with the whole offensive thing, or non-available offensive thing, it seems extremely unlikely that we're gonna win until then. So, yeah, You guys will see what happens. It's weird. But we're 35 minutes in. We apparently just lost access to a province here, which I'm not a fan of. But being 35 minutes in, I really need to put a cut in here. So thank you guys so much for watching. You know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, check out my channel, and of course talk to me in the comment section. Give me all the information you think I should have, and then some. And complain about what I'm doing incorrectly, tell me about historical facts, all of that. I'm just looking forward to that. Thank you guys for watching, see you guys next time!